let me just make sure we're all good. Just my internet out here is kind of like I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas right now. Um, Let me see here. Let me just make sure on YouTube it's all good. View channel. On YouTube it's all good. Oh, okay. I think. Oh, okay. Cool. I think we're good now. Yeah. Let me go back over here. Alrighty, man. So what's good? What's good? Too cold.
Shit, I've just been hanging out with my daughter all day. She's sleeping right now, so
How old's your daughter?
one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, don't be like 18. Be like, put my 18-year-old dog. Get your ass to bed. Yeah, man. That's cool, man. So you're a new father, huh?
No, I have two. My oldest is 4.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's what's up, man. I've yet to jump in the father game, but maybe here in a couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
no rush.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm make trying to. I'm going through a process where like I'll be 40 in like 2 years, so I'm getting a little more like serious with my life and stuff. Trying to like scope out women, good potential mates. That's like, my 20s and stuff. You're just looking to have fun and hook up and date. And then it's like, now you get a little older. He's like, I'm trying to align myself with somebody who's trying to match my values. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So anyway,
right.
yeah. But man, I know you recently dropped was it a mixtape or an album?
And it was an album. That was November, I want to say. Yeah, so I think it was November, something like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I kind of rushed it towards the mastering side of it because I just wanted to hurry up and put something out.
What'd you use for your mastering?
Um, it was a combination. So I was watching this YouTube channel, Sage Audio,
Oh, dude, I love Sage
and
Audio. They're great.
yeah, and I was using the Clean Master Chain,
Mm-hmm.
um, EQ, light compression, some saturation, soothe, and limiting.
You said
Real,
lemon?
real, real limiting.
Oh, limiting. I thought you said lemon. I was like, is that a new plug-in? You got to put me on to that one.
It was real
Yeah,
simple, nothing fancy.
yeah. It sounded good because I listened to it, and I was blown away because I don't think I've heard much of your music, but I literally sat back in my chair. I was like, oh, but damn, man, dude, I was impressed with how good it was. It was clean, but I remember telling you. Like I was telling you, I was like, dude, are you gonna put like vocals on there or anything? And you're like, nah, it's more just like a vocalist project.
Yeah, like I've never really, I don't know. I feel like everyone has their this phase where they at one point or another want to become an artist. But
Yeah.
as you get older, like I'm me. I'm more so fit to be behind the scenes. So making music and just releasing it that way works for me instead of actually getting on a track. I just don't see myself doing that.
I feel you. I'm kind of in the same boat in that am. I've never been like a vocalist or anything, or like I'll contribute some silly stuff. But back in the day, like I used to get more involved and whatnot. But now, the older I get, I don't really desire the spotlight. I just want to produce tracks. And so I feel like maybe that's
Mm,
just like, the producer's journey where you end up is being like, you know what, I'm cool. Because look, I mean, you're a father and stuff. You got a lot going on in your life, and it's we only have so much time that we can manage. So it's like realistically, what are we trying to do?
right.
So
Yeah. Making instrumentals works for me.
yeah,
I mean, I've always been fascinated with it. Like even before I bought FL, I use demos way back when in high school. Never really took it serious.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, this has been about 2 years now. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's see what happens.
Right. Yeah, I'm impressed, man. It's good. I was blown away by how you have a real clean sound and clean mix. So I think some people like me, I've been doing music for God a long time, like since I was 14, but off and on, and I've always struggled getting sounds to sound layered and like cohesive, And I'm always talking to people, getting feedback, and like, oh, you should do a little more of this and fine tuning. But I listen to yours, I'm like, man, dude, this dude sounds like he's been producing for years. Some people just got it like that, like out the gate.
No, it's tons of trial and error, tons of me just asking questions, tons of watching videos.
Yeah, nice. So FL is your go-to DAW?
The only one.
The only one
Only.
FL. Yeah, man, I love FL. It's easy. The piano. I need an easy piano roll. Um, it's just easy on the eyes. It makes sense. It's user friendly. So
Yeah. I mean, I experimented with Ableton because it came with I bought the uh what's that thing called? The Keylab 49, and it came with Ableton Light. So I'm like, I might as well open it up, see what happens. Closed it 5 minutes later.
5 minutes
Wasn't
later.
worth it.
That's a record right there. Yeah, man. It's funny you say that because I've messed with Ableton. I have it, and I actually upgraded to 12. But it's like, am I really gonna use that? Sometimes I'll just spend money like stupidly, on things I don't need. And I'm like, man, that was one of them. So, but yeah, no, I feel like there's an appeal to FL Studio for some people. Just it jives with it. And it's funny because it's you look at people and you're like, are you an FL guy? Are you an Ableton dude? Because if you're Ableton, man, we can't be cool. So, I'm curious, what kind of like, where do you get your sounds? What are you using for sounds?
So it depends. So I want to say that album, believe it or not, was like it's like 95% lab soft piano, or what's the other one? I think it's like cassette piano, tape piano, something like that. It's a free plugin. Like
Hmm.
90% of that project is a free plugin. Then for effects, I really love Baby Audio Spaced Out. That's on there a lot as well.
Yeah.
Then if I'm looking for like a bell or something, I have Cymatics one shots.
Nice. Nice. Cymatics is I've not used a lot of their samples, but I know they're like pretty good. Actually, the dude I forget the guy's name, but he's been releasing a couple lately some content, some videos on stuff, just talking about how to like get better as a producer and things like that. Do you ever watch his channel or whatever?
On occasion, but I
Yeah.
mean, um, I have my go to people, and I
Yeah.
really just stick to them.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
what else? X. I use Xpand as well for pads.
Expand. Yeah, that's oh man, who is that? Initial Audio who does Expand?
Mm-mm. It's not initial audio. I forget. My computer's too far. I don't have.
Oh, no worries, man. um, uh, so where you living at right now? You in you're not in
Uh,
Atlanta,
no, I'm in Colorado for another
Colorado.
year.
Yeah,
Then the Army's going to send me somewhere else.
you're in the army. Oh, okay, man.
Yep.
That's what's up. Appreciate you serving our country, man.
Appreciate your support.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, that's wild. Yeah, because I know you and something were out there for a while, for a minute, and then I think he bounced back to Atlanta. So
Yeah.
yeah, I saw him streaming earlier today. So got the Marilyn Monroe hoodie. Is that Marilyn?
Yep.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. That's what's up.
10 plus years.
Man, that's a good hoodie. You know, if you had a hoodie for 10 years, that's a good one right there. You can't let it go, you know? Sometimes, dude, I've had a gym shirt for like over 12 years. It's ridiculous. It's got the armpit stains are permanently stuck in there. It's nasty, but I'm like, this is my shirt right here, man. So, but
Um, Outside of that, I do have a couple more projects I'm working on. I
oh,
have
you
a
do?
boom bap project. Yeah, so
Nice,
nothing finished on it, but I just went through, made 20 FL projects and put them in a folder.
nice.
It's going to be a project.
That's what's up. So you're getting into what would you classify like your previous project that you did? How would it was like just instrumental or like would you how would you specifically because it had a very spaced out sound to it too, you know, lots of reverb.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the goal. Like, yes, it's lo-fi, but I've always been fascinated with outer space. So I was right in my comfort zone with that.
Nice,
And it's
nice.
mixed. It's mixed. Some of it, there's a couple sample based tracks. A lot of it is from scratch.
Yeah, so sometimes so you dabble. Sometimes you'll do like original compositions, and then sometimes you'll get like on the sample side of things.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. What
Like when I first started, I wanted to be just 100% from scratch. But you know, as time went on, it's like, okay, I can't spend all day, and all I have is this chord progression, no melody, no nothing. So I started like, cause I started dabbling. It's like I want to create a track, but I don't want to be here staring at the same project for 8 plus hours and nothing's changed.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Whenever I use samples, so I used to be the same way. I just used to do like synthesizers and like instruments, right? And like compose chords and melodies and stuff. And then I was like, let me try sampling. And it's sort of like it feels more like a puzzle piece because you got to find like the snippets in there that work. And something I
Yeah.
did uh, recently was I took a Madonna. There was a you know how like YouTube will have like free movies occasionally that you can watch.
Mm.
There was a
Yeah.
Madonna movie that was available, and I was like, it was like from the 1980s, and I forget what it was called, but I was like, oh, I guess I'll watch a little clip of it, and I was watching it, and there's a part in there where there was just like there's a dope track, man. I was like, what is that? And it's one of Madonna's tracks, and I think it's called man, I can't remember. It's something, but I was listening to it and I was like, dude, that is fire. And there's this actual tool. This might be a cool tool that you might be interested in. So you know how sometimes there's like samples that are really fire, but there's like a vocal or vocals in the way, and you're like, dude, if only that vocal wasn't there. Well, I found this website.
Yeah.
It's called LALL dot AI, and it's like the best art AI stem remover for vocals. And so what I've been doing is taking a lot of tracks, and it takes the vocal so cleanly out, so you can have just the instrumental portion. I've been doing it to like rock. To like Red Hot Chili Peppers, I did it to some Madonna, just all sorts of stuff. What's really cool about it is you can now go and chop that sample up without the vocals being in the way. So it's just like you got the pure instrumental. So it like expands your capability for like, you know, chopping up samples and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um
I mean,
but yeah,
I haven't
oh
I
good.
haven't used it yet, but FL has the stem separation as well.
It's okay. So this one that I've been using is I have a couple different stem separators. This one is by far like the best. So what it does is like it it's analyzed so many songs and it does some sort of AI wizardry, but man, it fills in the gaps really well. When it removes the vocal, it like figures out what parts of the instrumental that are the music that need to be there, and it kind of fills it back in. So it's I've used some AI stem separation stuff, and it just sounds real like tinny and weird and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's a tool, so I mean, use it. So, but yeah. So we got some boom bap in the works from you.
Yeah. Boom bap. I have another lo-fi project on the way as well. It's a different vibe. It's going to be super sad.
Super sad.
It's going to be super sad.
What makes you take it that direction?
Just something different.
Yeah. Hey, that's cool though,
Just
man. I
some.
mean, I have like sad moments in my life. Like I can crank out some sad stuff, but I usually end up in the weirdo section of how music feels. But that's cool. Like sad music, huh?
Yeah.
Nice,
On
nice.
everyone likes sad music on occasion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So are we talking like heartbreak sad, or are we talking like my dog died sad, or just freaking
Um,
depressed off your ass sad? What kind of
no,
sad?
this combination of depression and heartbreak.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
relatable. Pretty relatable for sure. Um, I'm curious what that's gonna sound like. You'll have to send me some snippets of it, right? And I'll be like, you know, check it. I might be crying my ass off because it's too sad. I'm like, bro, this shit's too sad. So, um,
After that, I have no idea what's next.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, yes, I do. I've been gathering slowly but surely. I've been gathering uh, sounds to make more like my own vintage samples,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been just learning that. So I had to. Well, my friend gave me a code for the V collection for Arturia. So there's some vintage pianos in there, and then now I just need
Okay.
vocals, and it's just time to experiment, see what I could create.
Nice. Yes.
Then then flip my own sample or send it to people because I know I got a couple guys. They live and die by the SP404. I just think it'll be dope instead of them having to dig on TrackLib or whatever. I could just send them a couple samples.
That would be pretty dope. That way they wouldn't have to get the sample cleared or anything like that. Just, you know, just give you credit and everything like that. That'd be pretty sick.
Yep.
There's I know a little bit about the SP404, and there's a plugin that I downloaded, and these guys did their best to emulate it. But what you can do is like run. That's what it was made for. So you can run like samples through it, and it comes out the other end with this like warm crisp that is kind of hard to get with like just like a regular distortion or saturation plugin. And it has this unique quality to it, and so I can see the appeal of why people, you know, like that hardware because it does something to the sound where it ends up magical when you get it on the other side, and it's just got that nice quality to it. So
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like I have one. I use it on occasion, but
Mm.
I normally just go back to Fruity Slicer or Serato because it's right there, and I don't have to worry about connecting any more wires. I'm already limited on space. I need a bigger desk.
Oh yeah. So you
My
actually
desk is
you
tiny.
do have a SP4, or is it a 404?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice.
I don't use it as much because of the limited desk space, but on occasion,
Yeah,
I have samples and stuff loaded on there already. So occasionally, when I'm at work, I'll take it out on my lunch break.
that's what's up. Nice, nice. What you got any other hardware besides the 404?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need much, man. You just got to have one tool that you can master really well and be sick at, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me see if I got anybody in the comments section real quick. We got Wagabutt. He said choose three good women. I don't know when he said that. Choose. Oh, he's talking about way back when we were talking, first got started with dating and whatnot. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. You so do you collab with anybody ever, or are you mostly like a solo kind of artist?
Um, I'm very picky. I am.
Are you really?
So I've attempted collabs. I've done collabs, but I know me. Like I'll like if I hear something, it's like yeah, we're collabing. Then it's like if I don't like it, I know me. I'll just scrap the project entirely. I'm
You know,
I'm
I
super.
yeah, I get a sense from you that you're kind of like a lone wolf, or like not a lone wolf. You just like to do things on your convenience, and some people, I feel the same way in that I've gone out and I've tried collabing with people, and just over the years and stuff. And if I'm not feeling it right away, I'm not gonna force it. I just usually drop it because it feels like a more waste of time. Like I really, even with like my own music, like if I'm not feeling my track or project, then I'm just like, man, screw this. I don't even want to deal with it, and I'll just start something fresh. So, but yeah.
That or it'll just never see the light of day.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I need to release an album just called Trash Beats or something like that. So,
Um,
but
um,
yeah. So what platforms do you release on? How do you release your music?
uh, DistroKid,
Distro? Okay, nice. Yeah,
yeah, send it everywhere.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, Features inside of FL. What's like some of your favorite? Uh, what do you start with? Do you usually start with drums first, or you come through with the melody and bass? What do you like to start with?
So I've always done chords, melody first,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been watching videos and people say try drums first, and it'll help like create a groove earlier rather than towards the end.
Yeah, yeah. I would say I'm the same way. I'll use typically what I'll start. I'll find my drum samples first, and I'm like, okay, find a bunch of different drums that sound good, and then from there, though I won't lay out a drum track, I'll start creating a melody and then build some sort of drum arrangement around that afterwards, and that usually works out pretty well for me. But I have heard of people back in like 2008. I was driving to Austin, Texas, and I was working with some producers, and they only did hardware. So they had like an MPC and they had like a Korg Triton and stuff. And it was the first time I ever saw a producer would like start on the drums first. And I looked at him, I was like, really? I was like, how do you know? He would do drums and bass, right? And I was like, how do you know what like because the melody, like if you have a 4 chord bar loop, right, the bass is,
Mhm.
what the bass is going to be, it's going to be according to whatever the chord is, right? But he looked at me and he was like, why would you do that? And I was like, why wouldn't you do that? And so what he would do was he would lay the drums first and then the bass and come up with this crazy intricate melody, and then he would do something on top, and that was his method. Now it worked, but it was like, man, that's crazy. I could never do it like that. So but
Yeah, I've been experimenting with it. You
hmm
know, like chords over a drum break,
yeah,
and it just allows you to be different. Like instead of playing the chords the same way, now you're playing them according to the groove that's already been established by the drums.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a million ways to skin a cat, but I guess like the biggest thing for me, sometimes I'll get bored with or not bored, but I'll try and spice things up and try like a unique way to create a beat. And sometimes it comes out right, sometimes it doesn't. But just thinking and approaching the design of it in a different way can sometimes result in like different outcomes. So yeah. So you said you got the project that is like sad music, and then what was the other one that you were thinking about working on? A boom bap?
It's boom bap.
Okay, cool. Are you gonna be doing
Um,
like samples on that one?
mhm.
Yeah.
I already went through Found 20 samples. Now I just need to chop them up.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice. That's what's up. Um, Trying to think what else. What else have we covered here? We talked about that. I'm brand new to this whole interview thing, so forgive me for my unpreparedness for what's going on. Um, but let me see here. I'm trying to think. Samples. Do you use Splice? Where do you get your drum samples from?
So for the most part, for drums,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's uh, I buy packs, and like I don't really have like well set samples.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I just use the drum one shots. Let's see, my go-to kits. It depends, but for the most part, I always go back to L-Dre's drums for lo-fi, and
Mm-hmm.
I really like Jay Cactus's drums for he has a bunch. He has drums for R&B, boom bap, trap, drill.
That's interesting. I've never messed with Jay Cactus's stuff very much. I know LLB fairly well. I did a little sound design for him, and he's got some pretty knocking drums. But I've never checked out Jay Cactus's stuff. So it's pretty good stuff, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
nice, nice. That's what's up. You ever mess with any of Ab McCree's samples?
I haven't.
No, okay. I haven't checked out his stuff either. I know I know Av. I would say we've met in person before we went to Nam. It's a cool, dude. I know he sells sample packs. I'm trying to think who else does stuff out there. I don't know if he still does, but something had he had like a some sort of drum thing. I do know Curtis King. I feel like his stuff is pretty good. Like he's definitely got those hard knocking boom bap drums. You know, he's got some pretty good quality stuff. So, what time is it out there in Colorado right now?
6.
Oh, okay. So you're an hour behind us then. We're in Central Time. It's 7 over here. So yeah. Well, man. Let me see. Let me see if anybody's in the chat right now. Oh, Shell. My coworker's in the chat. He has joined. uh. So we got Wagga, them. Let's see if anybody's else in this thing. No, not really. So, but yeah, man, that's cool. I guess I was just gonna keep it kind of a short interview. I figured I'd jump on here and get a good start. Like I said, I heard that the tracks that you had made, and I was really impressed with the sound quality. I was gonna say for anybody watching, what's a good way to follow you?
So I'm primarily on Instagram. I'm starting to post more on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm struggling on YouTube. I don't post enough there.
Yeah, yeah. So let me
But
ask you this: what's your favorite, and what do you find the most success on? What's the easiest platform to post to, and what is gets the most views in your opinion?
um, honestly, I think that varies.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I've seen with the addition of the shorts, I've seen people that I followed on YouTube. I've seen them grow quick from with the just YouTube shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So it just varies. You just have to be consistent, and I'm not consistent enough.
Yeah, man, consistency is a whole thing, and I guess that's something we could talk about because I'm curious on your opinion of it. Is that I was the more I've delved into this social media thing, a lot of what I realized, I've talked to a couple different people, and it seems like the new American dream is to work from home and be a streamer and just get passive income and not really work a job that where you have to go in and deal with people, right? And in some sense, like that sounds cool, but I don't know if that's completely for me or if it ever will be because I do like the security of like a paycheck that I know, like I just go perform a duty and I get it, and there's health insurance with it, and all that. But I will say there's times where I'm like, man, like I'm a side hustle kind of guy too, like I'm trying to turn this music thing into like a career, not be like that's the only thing I'm trying to do with my life. Like I want to keep my job, but I also want to grow my music as well, right? So it's like I have my hand in two pots there. But um, and I feel like you can relate because you're in the military. I'm in EMS. Those are somewhat similar job fields. We're sort of like public. I'm a public servant, and you, I guess, to a degree, you're like a. I don't know if you would call yourself. Would you call yourself a public servant? Is that fair to say, or what would you classify yourself as?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, because you're doing a huge duty for the world. You know what you do. So, but I feel like guys like us are definitely not. I mean, I can't speak on you, but like, I'm definitely not going to leave my job anytime soon, you know, and this is like a hobby that I'm building into this bigger thing, and it would be cool to get paid from it, you know.
I
So,
mean, I'd have to see consistency for a number of years before I even consider that.
yeah, exactly. How long have you been in the military for?
It'll be 8 years at
Eight
the end of the
years.
month.
Okay, wow. So you've been in for a good minute then, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing EMS for 12 years. So yeah, I'm in the same way, man. I would have to see some like serious, consistent money for me to be like, you know what, gonna go ahead and turn in my 2 weeks notice. You know, it would take a lot. So it's a cool idea, but and that's I guess that was the thing I was trying to get to is like for people to get to that level of success in generating money, it takes a lot, you know. And for guys like us already working a full time job, and especially for somebody who has kids, it's like you know, there's only so much time we have in the day to get things done. So, uh, you know,
Yeah, like
it's
for streaming and all that, honestly, the best time for any of that, in my
hmm
personal opinion, the best time to start would have been during COVID.
oh, absolutely,
That would have been the best time to start.
yeah, definitely. But I will say this though, is that for everybody trying to start streaming, like you said, it's the consistency thing, right?
Yeah,
And the guys who I've watched who've stayed consistent and just released like a quality video after quality video are guys like LLB and J Cactus and Ocean. Yeah, and I gotta give props to like Av and Something as well because they do it too. You know, is they've and Weaver Beats, you know, consistently always releasing content, and their channels are growing. And then there's people. So I guess what I was trying to say was I've actually seen YouTube videos, the big YouTubers who just get burnt out and tired and are like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore because it does turn into a job. And it's like, you know, it's like, how much do you want to work in life? Because you also have to enjoy your life too. It's not just all about like streaming and being in the spotlight, you know?
right.
So things we got to ask
Right.
ourselves. So,
Yeah, I used to watch Ocean a lot too.
oh, you did?
Mhm. Yeah, I have. So I watched something. I've watched Av in the past. I haven't checked him out in a couple months.
Mm.
Weaver, I watched anytime that he posts one of his news videos. I watch them.
Yeah.
El Eldre really hasn't been posting as much anymore, but I'm consistent with J Cactus, and it's like he does more than just drill. He does the boom bap stuff.
That's interesting. In your opinion, what do you think like is what is he doing that seems to work? That you're like, okay, I rock with this dude. I like his stuff.
Um, it's one is consistent. Like I don't think I've ever heard him make a bad track.
Really?
That's the first, and then it's yes. When I found him, it was for so I was interested in making drill, so
Yeah.
that's how I started with him. But when I saw that he can switch up and do boom bap as well, that's when it's like okay, I'm committed. I'm here and I'm watching.
You're like, you little UK dudes with the accent can do boom bap. Okay, you got me. You got me. That's what's up, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I've talked to LLB occasionally. He used to do a lot of beat reviews, uh, and that's how like I jumped into the game. It's crazy, man, because I think I know you through some stream, but I met some
Mhm.
through AvStream, and it's just like branched. I got started with I think Av and LLB, and it's just kind of it's funny the people you meet and how it just kind of spreads from there, you know. But it's cool because it's like a real community, you know. It's real people doing this stuff, and it's what's even cool is like knowing that like grown ass adults like you and me. Um, do you know who Nefertiti Gold is?
No.
Okay, so there's this. She's from New York, super cool chick. She does music reviews, and she was talking about how her demographic is nothing. It's like only Caucasian males in their like 20s up to their like early 40s or whatever, right? And she was like, for some reason, that's what I attract. And I was like, huh? And I was like, all right, whatever. Anyway, I sent her video footage of, I think she thought I was like a 19 or 20-year-old guy, right? And I sent her video
Mm.
footage of us at NAM, right? And she played it on her channel and she paused. She goes, y'all are a bunch of like 30 to 40-year-old old ass motherfuckers making beats, right? She was like, I was laughing. I was like, what's wrong with being like 40 and making beats? You know what I'm saying? It was just funny, but it's cool, you know. It's like it doesn't matter how old you get as long as you can enjoy what you're doing. That's all that matters, you know. So
Mm. Right. What else? Who else do I watch?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Infinite. I don't know if you've heard him. He makes like West Coast beats primarily, and lifestyle did it.
That one
His
rings a
realm is
bell.
his realm is more like R&B, trap, soul, but he'll do trap on occasion. But R&B, trap, soul, that's his specialty.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check him out. You said Lifestyle did it.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Do you know who Dilio is? I think that's his name.
No.
Oh, okay. He does. He was like a. I think he was a gospel singer. I've seen him on Av's channel, but he does. Um, he has a. I forget what it is, but it's some sort of keyboard. But he's got real like soulful electric piano sounds, and he's got this like gamer headset, and he'll play live stream, and he'll start singing. I don't know if he's using auto tune or not, but dude, I'll just sit there and watch his stream just because this guy can sing so good and plays like soulful music, and he does like boom bap. I'll type it in for you. Hold on. I think it's Dilio T2K. I think that's his username or something like that. But he's got some pretty good content out there too. So um, I'm curious. Besides like the boom bap and the hip hop, what would you say like your other two like genres of music that you even just like listening to? What do you usually jamming?
Um, I'm everywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm, I don't. Yes, I make mostly hip hop, but when it comes to listening, I'm everywhere.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that just comes just from being in the army, being around different people. They
Yeah.
introduce you to more.
So what's the what would you what's some stuff that you would say you've been listening to lately that's caught your attention?
So lately, honestly, I've been listening. Actually, I can pull up my playlist. So lately, I've been listening to Jeezy. He dropped the album earlier
Oh, okay, nice.
before, like in the fall. So I've been listening to that. Kurt Cobain's just dropped an album.
No shit. I didn't, dude. I haven't heard from Kurt Cobain since he came out with that. I got that or what was it? I forget that song.
Drink in my cup.
Drank in my cup. Yeah. Is he from Houston?
Hmm.
Oh no shit! I might have to reach out to that dude. Be like, yo, bro, let me produce a track. So
I know he was actually on Instagram looking for producers. I want to say last
what?
week or so.
No shit. Damn, I gotta step my game up out here. I gotta do some networking and PR, man. So that's crazy.
Um, there's that. Then it's just outside of that. Just a little bit of everything, honestly. Let me go
Yeah.
back to the playlist and see. Oh, yeah, I'm everywhere. I've been Afro beats. Been listening to Burna Boy.
Nice.
There's some Prince. I was listening to Prince last night.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with Prince, man. Um, I'm trying to think what I've been listening to. I'm the same way, man. I listen to like such a wide range of stuff. I'll listen to like I'll listen to like in my truck I got like a USB drive and I'll just plug it in and I'll take my entire music library that I have and it'll be like one song will be like Outcast, then it'll be like Metal Gear Solid soundtrack, like some like fast dude espionage drums and stuff like that, It's funny when I pass people and I got my soundtrack all blasted up and stuff. I get some funny stares from people like, "Is that dude listening to the Metal Gear Solid soundtrack?" But yeah, man. I feel like people who listen to like a wide range of music, like you're saying, you pretty eclectic with what you listen to. It makes you way more balanced of a music producer. And then one thing I'll say that I've struggled with is like, so I've been doing a lot of like techno and stuff lately, and like with techno, it has a like when I sucked at it at first, but I've been getting better. But there's always like an intro with like some drums, and then you just keep adding layer and layer and layer, and it's just a nonstop build up to this big point, and then you remove everything, and then there's a drop, and then you basically do that like 2 or 3 times in the track, and I got pretty good at that, and I've been doing that for so long. But then when I went back to hip hop, I tried doing like, just like just any kind of like any kind of beat, and I found I was struggling with it, and I was like, man, I almost felt like I haven't practiced this in so long that I've almost my skills have atrophied or whatever. They're still there. It's just kind of like you get used to making a certain style of music because a beat just needs to loop over and over and over with some variation in it and kind of take you on a journey, but it's not really going like it's not like a roller coaster ride that's going from like bottom to top and then with a huge drop. It can, but So anyway, but the point of what I was trying to get at is like listening to several different types of music can like get your brain in those different modes where it's like, oh, this music does this music does this, So
That's one that, and you use so many tracks, layers. I've seen your project files, and then it's like I'll look at mine. It's like I'm only using like 5 or 6, and yours is just. I'm like, wow.
stacked. Yeah. Though, but there's something to be said about simplicity. Is like sometimes I overcomplicate shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be throwing anything to make something stick and work, and then people are like, bro, like too much. It's just like a wall of sound, bro. So when I first got into making beats, I would submit to LLB and he would listen to it and he's like, dude, sounds really great. And I was looking to get rappers on my beats and stuff, right? And then I would send it to people. I'm like, yo, can you write a verse over this? And like, bro, like there's no room for me. There's no room whatsoever. I was like, what are you talking about? There's no room. Just make some room, And with it was like, I've learned that with the art of like making room for like vocals and like a rap artist or whatever, or anybody, whatever they're doing on the track, it's like that's the hard part for me is like you got to be able to put, and I'm curious what your opinion on this is do you ever struggle with making a beat that sounds complete but also leaves room for an artist? Because what I'll end up doing is I'll make a beat and where that pocket is where the vocals normally go, I feel like it's too empty, and I'm like, I need to put something there. And then I send it, and they're like, oh, there's too much going on, and it's like it's always finding what needs to be removed for that layer. So how do you find How do you find that sweet spot?
Well, first, I wish I had an artist rapping on my beats.
Yeah.
I tried. I sent a dude a beat. Everyone liked it. Everyone that heard it liked it. And he's like, it's not my style. I'm like, this is definitely your style.
Hmm. He
Like,
he he was just
but
being difficult, or
I mean, so originally he thought I was trying to get him, like trying to charge him $50, $60. I'm like, bro, I just want someone to rap over a beat I made. Like I'll give you, I'll give it away for free.
yeah.
That's how it started. You get your name out there. You got to have freebies. So I was willing to give a freebie just to have producer credits. Maybe he'll share it with his buddies,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll come to me. Then maybe I could start charging then. So he listened to it and said, "Yeah, it's a good beat, but it's not for me." So I'm still searching for someone.
Hmm.
But when it comes to arrangements, or like you said, like I try not to do too much. If I know for a fact that I want someone to rap over it, there'll be plenty of space, and um I'll pull someone's verse from some song on YouTube just a acapella, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll do my arrangement similar to that song. It was a trick I saw Eldre do.
Huh.
Like, yeah,
I've
he
never
was
thought
making
about
a
that.
lo-fi track, but he used the Nipsey Hussle acapella and arranged his track based off of that.
Huh. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna have to actually try that out because with like hip hop and stuff, I struggle with like an arrangement that works
Right.
for
Because
like the vocal artist.
I,
Yeah.
I get caught up in the same arrangement style. So I'll do intro, hook, verse. Not everyone does it that way. Some people go straight from the intro to the verse.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I guess there like you said, there's so many ways to skin a cat, but at the end of the day, if you're enjoying what you're doing and it sounds good, then that's all that matters. And if people enjoy it too, you know, so uh, it's such a fine art of
But
what we're trying to do.
but I'm still fishing. I'm still fishing for an artist.
I'm curious, would you is for like an artist is would you prefer like somebody you've met in real life, or like who's your ideal candidate for somebody to like work on music with, like for vocals?
um, Honestly, I'm not picky right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, I would prefer someone with some context. You know,
Yeah.
as long as it's something of quality, like please be talking about something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. For sure, for sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. That's all I want. Just be talking about something, preferably something positive.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Exactly. Have we got a couple people, and that I feel I struggle with the same thing as like finding artists out there who want to use my beats. Um there I feel like probably, I don't know for sure, but I feel like a lot of people probably go to like beatstars.com and get their beats from there. Um but I was actually on Facebook the other day, and some people tagged me in a comment, and there was this dude. I don't think he liked my beats, but I've reached out to him. We talked a little bit, and I commented on his music. But he put a message out there that said, "Yo, I'm looking for beats. I'm looking for like original beat creators." And he's like, "I don't want any stuff from like beat stars or any like pre-made loops or anything like that." He's like, "I want 100% original." I was like, "That's what's up." And I was like, to find other people out there, because I feel like that's the kind of like cloth we're cut from. We're those kind of producers where we're doing everything from the ground up. You know, it's not like we took like a loop and then just like threw some loop drums over it and called it our own. Like, look what I made. You know what I'm saying? So there's a craft to it. So
I mean,
but yeah,
even if I'm using like even if I'm doing sampling, like
yeah.
I'll listen to it all the way through, but immediately after, I'm always looking to chop it up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Make it a little bit more original than what it was. It's funny you say that because I was watching the Timbaland stream, and he says that. What is he trying to say? Oh, I know what he was saying. This dude submitted a beat to him, right, and it was cool and all, but or maybe he was flipping. That's what it was. This guy came to him with a sample, and he's like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" And they played it, and he was like, "It's cool, man." But he was like, "Let's pimp this motherfucker out, right?" And he's like, "Let's see what we can do. Like, let's take it to the next level and make it like even more original. Let's do something crazy with it." And so what I realized, one thing just I feel like people naturally want to do is like take something and then I don't know, kind of reinvent it, sort of. So create this unique spin on things.
Like I don't know if you've I forgot who posted them. I think I want to say it's either Splice or Track Lives, but they'll show like the original sample and then what portions were taken from it to create a hip hop track that everyone listens to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoy those.
Yeah. That sounds like Tracklib, but I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look into that.
It's one of them. I forget.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, what's interesting too, I'll like sometimes go check out like instrumentals that I really like and type in like original sample used in this and like go back and listen to the original. That one by Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre has an iconic sample that he used, but it was like an orchestral song. And you just go back and listen, and you're like, oh, cool, that's the part he used. So he didn't like take a loop, but he like took different sections of this sample and chopped it up and made it his own thing. It's really cool to see how like people do that kind of stuff, you know. So
Right.
definitely.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm pretty much I'm good with the interview, so I don't know if you got stuff to do out there, but I figured we wrap it up. If there's anything last things you wanted to say or whatever.
Um, Not really.
Nah.
We called it. I mean, I didn't give my handles earlier, so if
Yeah. Drop
anyone is
those
in,
real quick.
um, Instagram is Cold Streams. I've been fighting the good fight, trying to get just too cold.
Mm-hmm.
That person isn't trying to let it go.
Really? Yeah.
That person is not trying to let it go.
Man, damn it. That's funny
But
you say
everything
that.
else, everywhere else is too cold.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. What platform is that on?
Instagram.
Oh,
I've been
it's
fighting, trying to get this person will not let it go.
really. They just they've responded to you,
Yeah,
huh? You
I
know, it'd
looked. I
really
looked.
suck if they had like one picture and like 2 followers. You're like, come on, man, like let go of that shit. You ain't doing nothing with this account.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I need it. It's part of my brand.
you fuck with my brand. For sure, man. I was worried about that. That's actually why I went with Operculum. There's 2 reasons. One, I was like, nobody was using it except for on YouTube. There was somebody, I think, on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. It was Operculum Audio. I had to do the audio in it. Some guy on YouTube had already taken Operculum, and I was like, damn. So anyway, I went with Operculum Audio, and but most other platforms, Operculum is freed up, so it's all right. But yeah, it can be a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we got a couple people in the chat. We got Bam. What's good, Bam? We got Norm, Old Man Bantha, and Schellenberger. But yeah, man, for sure. Anyway, dude, I'm gonna get jumping off. I'm gonna go get me a little plate of food over at the Subway down the street, so it's my dinner time. But it's good chopping it up with you, man. And then
Yeah, appreciate
anytime,
you, bro.
whenever you get those projects finished, send them to me, man. I can't wait to listen to them. So
All right, I will.
yeah, cool, man. All right, man. Well, you have a good night. I'll holler at you later.
All right, you too.